Next, we're going to create a house asset. So let's go ahead and come back into our sprite sheet. And first off, what we want to do is we want to add a new layer to work on. Then we're going to create a marquee selection that is about half the size of our square. Then we're going to fill that in with a gray. That's the color I'm using right there. Fill that in. And then using our transform tool, we're going to bring that in about 2 pixels on both sides. And then we're going to bring it up 1 pixel. Next, we're going to add a peak to our house. So switching over to my pencil tool, what I can do is I can either go 1 pixel and then up and then 1 pixel and up, just like so, to get a 45-degree angle line. Or you can go ahead and guess and hope that you get into the right spot, which I just did. It might take a few tries, but you can just go ahead and guess and hope that you end up in the right spot and get that 45-degree line. See right there, I did not get a 45-degree line. So I'm going to try that again. Great. So now we have our 45-degree angled peak roof. Next, let's go ahead and fill that in. All right, now that we have that filled in, we want to create a brick texture for the front of our house. So we're going to create a new document. And this document is going to be 10 pixels wide and 4 pixels tall. So let's go in there now. Let's unlock our background layer, add a new layer above that, and then we can delete our background. So we have a transparent background now. And then we're going to select our house color, and we're going to make a lighter version of that. Enough that you can distinctly tell the difference between the two colors. Hit OK. Then using our brush tool, we're going to make some bricks. So our bricks are going to be 1 pixel tall, like so. And then we're going to come over 4 pixels. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to skip a space. And then we're going to make another brick, 4 pixels wide. Next, we're going to come down here and create a brick that starts right here, 1 pixel down from this one. And then we're going to add one there, there, and there. So 4 pixels across. Then we're going to skip a pixel and add one there and there. Then I'll come over to the other side, skip a pixel and add one there and there. So now we have our pattern for our brick. Let's go ahead and save this out as a pattern by coming up to Edit, Define Pattern. We'll call it Brick. Then let's come back into our sprite sheet. And then using our fill tool and making sure we have it on the pattern, we'll select our brick pattern. And we can fill that in. So now you see we get that nice brick look. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to select our original house color, and then we're going to make a darker version of that. Not too much darker, but enough that you can tell the difference. And then we're going to outline our house, like so. Then we're going to add an outline underneath here, and we're going to layer that 2 lines thick, like so. Add one more. Perfect. Now let's add some windows and doors to our house. So I'm going to add a new layer to work on. And then I'm going to grab a brown color. Now this color can be whatever color you want. If you want your door to be green, you can make it green. We want it to be somewhat desaturated and somewhere almost in the middle. About there should be good. Maybe a little bit more down towards the red. Then using my marquee tool, I'm going to make the shape of a door, and it's going to be a little squashed since we're looking down on this house. Then we can fill that in. Make sure that you're off the pattern and on the foreground. Great. Now I'm going to stretch that out just a little bit. I think I want it a pixel or 2 taller. Awesome. I think that'll work. Now let's add some detail to our door. So first, I'm going to select a darker color. I'm going to bring it down towards the cooler side. And then I'm going to add a line right here and right here. Then I'm going to add an outline around the edge of my door on the sides and the top. Then down here at the bottom, I want to get an even darker color to show that there's a crack underneath our door. And we'll add that in right there. Then I want to find a highlight version of my door color. So I'm going to come up to a lighter color, come up towards the yellows, And then I'm going to add a highlight like so. And then add another one right here. And so now that kind of gives you the idea that there's a door right there. Now let's not forget to add our doorknob. So I'm going to grab a yellow color. Somewhere around there should be good. Then I'm going to add in a doorknob right there. And this doorknob would be cast in shadow. So I'm going to select my shadow color. I'm going to add a shadow underneath that doorknob. Now let's go ahead and create our windows. So I'm going to create a selection that's rectangular like so. Then selecting my door color, I'm going to fill that in. And now I'm going to find a really dark blue color. And I want it to be pretty desaturated, but almost black. And then I'm going to paint in each pane of my window. So I'll add one in right there. And add one here. And then probably come down another pixel. And we can skip a pixel. Now I'm going to add my highlight in. So I'm going to select my highlight color and add a highlight on the bottom edge of each window. Then I'm going to grab my shadow color and I'm going to add an outline on each side of my window and the top. Now I can go ahead and select this window and drag a copy over like so and get it into the same position. Perfect. I'm going to drag another copy up to this top area and get it in the center. And with this top window, what I can do is I can add some flowers on the seal. So I'm going to grab a yellow color. And this can be pretty saturated because they're flowers. And then I'm just going to paint in some shapes up here that kind of appear like flowers. Perfect. I'm going to grab a highlight color for that. And I'm just going to add it along this top here. And then I'm going to grab a black color. And putting my brush at 30% opacity, I'm going to paint in a shadow underneath my flowers. Next, let's create our roof. So I'm going to add a new layer. And then I'm going to select a red color. So I'm going to come down to my reds. And somewhere in here should be good. Hit OK. And now I'm going to brush in my roof. So starting from here, coming down to there, then adding another 2 pixels like so. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. 2 more pixels. Great. Now let's get the other side of our roof by selecting this and then dragging a copy up. And we're going to drag it up to about there. So that's the distance of our roof. Now let's go ahead and fill in the space in between. So using my red color, I'm going to go ahead and create a line from there to there, from there to there, and then I can go ahead and start filling this in. Next, what I'll do is I'm going to create a new layer, and then with my red color, I'm going to find a shadow color for that, somewhere down here. And then on my new layer, I'm going to brush in a line from here to there, and from there to there. Then I'm going to grab a lighter version of my red. So somewhere up here, we can even come up into the oranges. And I'm going to paint a line from here to there on top of that dark line, and then from there to there. Now I'm going to select that, and then I'm going to drag a copy up like so, about 3 pixels above it. Then I'm going to do that again, 3 pixels above it. Oops. And do that once more, and it should line up there. Great. Our roof is looking pretty good. The last thing to do is to add a shadow to this side of the roof. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down to our roof layer, and we're going to select that shape on that layer. Then coming back up to our lines layer, we're going to add a new layer above that. And then using the color black, we're going to go ahead and brush in a line from here to there. And then we want to fill everything in over on this side. Next, we're going to grab a gray color, so a mid-gray, somewhere in there, and we're going to fill in 1 pixel line all the way across like so. Then we're going to grab our white, and we're going to fill across next to that like so. And then we're going to change this layer blend mode to overlay. Then we're going to turn down that opacity to about 50%. Looks good. And now let's have a look at that from far away. Great. I think it looks pretty good. Next, we're going to go ahead and merge all these layers together that make up our house. Then we're going to add a shadow on the ground for our house. So I'm going to bring my color to a black. Then putting my pencil at 30% opacity, I'm going to paint from about here down to that corner, over to that corner, and then back up to the same level. So those should line up right there. Now it doesn't look very good right now, but once this gets put over our grass, it's going to look like there's a shadow on our grass. Now let's go ahead and select this and copy it into our background. Awesome, so that's looking pretty good with our background. So we can place this wherever we'd like, and we can even grab another one if we want, put it somewhere else. Now, what if you want a house from the side? Well, the way you can build a side view of the house is, let's come over to the square right next to it. And we're going to start off by creating a rectangle that starts at this bottom of the roof and then comes down 1 pixel away from the bottom of our square, like so. Then we're going to fill that in with our gray color that our house is made out of. And then we're going to switch over to our patterns, and we're going to fill in our brick pattern there. Then we can add an outline like we did on our house originally. So we'll paint from there to there, then on the bottom, and then this side. And then we can add one underneath here also. Then we're going to go ahead and select one of our windows, and we'll go ahead and drag a copy over like so. Get that where you want it. Then we'll grab another one and bring it over like so. Next, we need to recreate that roof. So we're going to select our roof color. Then using the marquee tool, we're going to create a rectangle like so. And this rectangle won't come all the way up to here because that is the back of our roof on this guy right here. So we want it to come up to the front of our roof, which is right there, if you see where I'm motioning to. And so we want to bring it level to that. Then we're going to fill that in with our red. Make sure you're back on your foreground. Then we're going to brush our roof lines in. So I'm going to select this dark red color. Then I'm going to add a new layer. And I'm going to paint in a line from here to there. Then I'm going to select my lighter color. And I'm going to paint a line right next to it. Then I can drag over a copy like so. And I'm going to drag it all the way over to my other end. Then I'll drag another one over into the center. And then I'm going to drag one into the center of each of those. Then to make my roof line look a little bit more interesting, I'm going to come back down to my original layer and I'm going to take out these areas like so. So now we have the side view of our house. Let's go ahead and merge all of our house layers together. Now lastly, let's go ahead and add that shadow on the sides and the bottom of our house. So we're going to switch over to the color black. And then bringing our brush opacity down to 30%, we're going to start right there, come down, come across, and then come back up. You can use these bricks here as a way to line yourself up with the other side. And now let's go ahead and merge all of our house layers together. Then let's select this and copy it. And then we can place that wherever we'd like on our map. So I think I'm going to place one right there. Great. Our background is starting to look pretty amazing. Now in the next lecture, we're going to make a tree, and that's going to really bring our map to life. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.